grep is a way to do sophisticated searches through your text. For example, let's say you want to find 2 or more spaces. Regular spaces, M spaces, thin spaces, whatever. You don't know what kind of spaces, but you want to find 2 or more of them in a row, and you want to replace them with a single space. Okay, you know you can go to the Edit menu and choose Find Change, but what do you type in the Find What field? This is just too simple to type, any kind of space I want to find. Fortunately, there's a grep tab of the Find Change dialog box, and grep is perfect for this kind of search. The bad news is that grep can be very complex and complicated to look at, but if we take it little by little, you can get it. Anybody can get grep with a little practice. Also, even better news is that InDesign ships with a bunch of pre-built grep searches. All of these ones in this middle section are pre-built, and they actually have one called multiple space to single space. If you choose that, it types in all of the codes for you. We don't have enough time in this particular movie to go into all the details of grep. That would take hours, but I will tell you a few things here. First of all, these are all the codes for all the different kind of spaces that you could type. M spaces, regular spaces, thin spaces, and so on. And because it's inside these square brackets, that means find any of these. And then this thing at the end, in the little curly braces here, says find 2 or more of them in a row. That's what the code means. Okay, so we now know it'll find 2 or more of any of these kinds of spaces. And change it to, that's the code for a regular space. But what if you want to build your own grep search? Let's go ahead and just select all of this and delete it. And I'm going to delete this one over here too. And I want to build my own grep search. Now, do I have to remember all those codes? No, you don't, because InDesign has this little pop-up menu off to the right of the Find What field. And this gives you all the different things you can search for, and it will type the code for you. For example, let's say I want to find anything that's a percentage. Maybe it's 5% or 75% or 150%. So what I'm going to do is start selecting stuff from this pop-up menu. First, I'm going to choose the wildcard submenu, and I'm going to say I know it's a digit. So I say any digit, and it types the code for me. But I know that there's going to be at least one, but I don't know how many in a row. Could be 1,000,000%. I don't know. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say repeat 1 or more times. That says a plus. That's the code for 1 or more digits. Then we can say I want it to end with a percentage. Now a percentage sign I don't need the code for. I just type %. Now it's going to search for any number of digits followed by a %. Let's go and see if it works. Click Find, and there it goes. Right there. It went right to our percentage. Let me zoom in to 200% here, move this out of the way so you can see. It found 30%. Let's find another one. I'll click Find, and then Find again. There's another 30%, and Find again. Oh, there's 7%. So you can see that it's going to find any kind of percentage. This is a very simple Find Change example with grep, but I just want to start small and build up. Let's do a more complicated one now. Let's say we want to find any text that's inside parentheses, and we want to apply some formatting to it. So we don't know what the text is, but we just want to apply anything inside parentheses, but we don't want to change the formatting of the parentheses, just the text inside of the parentheses. That's going to be a little complex. So let's go ahead and delete the Find What here and go look through our menus. Now, I want to say thanks especially to Peter Carell for the trick on how to do this and his explanation for look-aheads and look-behinds, because that's what we need in order to do this. This gets a little complex, but it's not that bad. We want to find text inside parentheses, right? So we're looking for the text, and we need to find anything that before the text is a parentheses. So that's why we use positive look behind. Look behind what we're looking for, and the previous character should be a parentheses. So I say positive look behind, and I'm going to click between the equal and the parentheses here to say, what am I looking for? What is behind? And what's behind is a parentheses. Well, I can't type parentheses because grep won't know what it is, because grep reserves parentheses for other things. So I'm going to use a symbol from the symbols pop-up menu here. I'm going to say find an open parenthesis. So it typed the code in for the open parenthesis. Now I'm going to search for anything. I don't know what's going to be between the parentheses, but I know it's going to be some text. So I'll come over here to my wildcard pop-out menu, the sub-menu here, and I'm going to say find anything, any character at all. The code for that is a period. Now I need a match positive look ahead. Positive look ahead means look ahead to the next character after whatever it is that I'm looking for. And it's going to be a close parentheses. Between the equal and the parentheses, I'm going to say, give me a symbol, which is a close parenthesis character. There we go. So it's going to look behind what I'm looking for and find an open parenthesis. It's going to look after and use a close parenthesis, and it's going to look for, just one character. We don't want one character. We want more than one character. Don't just find one character. So I'm going to go back to my pop-out menu here. I place my cursor just after that dot, and I say I want it to match from the repeat submenu one or more times. There we go. That's the code. We built it. We built a very sophisticated grep search algorithm expression here, and it's going to find all the text that's after one parenthesis and before a close parenthesis. Now, what do we want to do with it? Well, we're not going to change the text at all, so we're going to leave this blank. We're going to jump down here to the Change Format area, and I'll click in that blank area, and I'm going to say, let's do something. Let's go ahead and maybe change the color to magenta. Let's make it bigger. Why don't we make it like 15-point text instead? You know, change it to whatever you want to do. Why don't we make it something different so that we can see the difference here? Click OK, and now let's move the Find Change off to the side so we can see better. Let's see if it works. Ready? Find. And look at that. It found all this text between the parentheses. Then I can click Change, and it applied all the formatting that we wanted to that text. Let's try it again. Let's do another Find Next. There we go. More text inside parentheses. So you can see that it's going to find any kind of text within parentheses. That's extremely powerful. In a future title, we'll cover even more things you can do with grep. It's an incredibly powerful language for doing find change operations, and while it obviously does take a bit of time to master, you more than make up for it in the time that you save down the road.